Let's talk Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 is the brand new Call of Duty title released by Treyarch, who are considered by most people who play Call of Duty the best developers, which is which means the hype for this game was quite high. Now, Black Ops 4 has 5 major components in it, and we will be going over all 5 in this video, discussing them, and then at the end I'll give an overall review, and I'll tell you whether it's worth a buy, whether it's worth a sale buy, or if you should just not get it at all, or maybe just wait a bit till the price drops. So, let's talk about it. The first thing we're going to talk about is the Specialist HQ, because it is the least important part of the game, and I feel it is the one that I should just get out of the way before we get to the real meat of it and what most people are going to buy the game for. So Specialist HQ is Black Ops 4's pseudo campaign. So as a lot of people are probably aware of, Black Ops 4 does not have a campaign, and that is a big thing for a lot of people for some reason. I've never been a big fan of the COD campaigns. They're good, don't get me wrong, a lot of them are pretty good, but they've never been the selling point for me. So the lack of campaign didn't really bother me in the slightest. However, for those who are bothered by this, I am terribly sorry. I can't do much to ease your troubles, but if you want a story, Specialist HQ does have one. It's not particularly well, it's meh at best. The cutscenes are incredibly well done, but that's about it. The gameplay of Specialist HQ is literally just a tutorial on how to use each specialist and shows you some little combos you can do with them a bit. But the only time I'm ever in there is working towards my platinum trophy for the game. Overall, though, yeah, if you want a really bare bones story, you can kind of do it through Specialist HQ. It's not that interesting. I honestly recommend just searching up a video on YouTube and watching all the cutscenes because those are the real kind of cool things. I guess getting yelled at by Frank Woods is pretty cool, but that's about it. So overall, it's a very small part of the game, but it is there. And for those who do want some story, that's all you're going to really get. Besides the stuff that you can find in zombies, but that's a bit later in the video. Next up, we'll talk about multiplayer. The most traditional aspect of this game is the multiplayer. However, it is a bit of a spin on things. So there are no jetpacks, no wall running, none of that bullshit. It is boots on ground. Admittedly, your feet can go across that ground quite fast, and you can jump rather frequently, but it is boots on ground. The gunplay in Black Ops 4 feels smoother than ever, and the controls are just as tight as any Call of Duty should be. The gun balance is relatively well done, with a few small outliers here that, again, like always, there are a few guns that seem to dominate more than others, but that is just kind of par for the course for Call of Duty. It's nowhere near as bad as Call of Duty World War II's SMG meta was, so that's a fucking relief. You can play it. The main gripe I have with the multiplayer is the specialists, as I feel they are currently just a cheap way to get kills, and I can't really do much about that, but that's how it is currently. That said, this year's Call of Duty multiplayer does have a few differences from previous years. First of all, the player health is 150, so it's 50 extra HP than you're probably used to playing with, and automatically healing is disabled. You must now manually heal yourself. This has been done to try and enhance a more tactical standpoint in gameplay. However, in reality, it more or less just means it's press L1 or whatever your significant button is, depending on your platform, to heal yourself, which gets into your rhythm pretty quickly. It's not that big of a thing. In fact, honestly, you can heal quicker using the healing mechanic rather than you could the auto heal. So take that how you will. There is also now 5v5 in several game modes, excluding TDM and other ones that I don't touch, but that's fair enough. And there are two brand new game modes to Black Ops 4, and these are the two big game modes for myself personally. We have Control, which is a game mode based in a map where you have an attacking and defending team. There'll be 2 points. The attackers must try and take the points, the defenders must hold them. However, each team has a 30 life pool. If those lives run out, it is game over, your team loses. There are 3 rounds you must win per thing, and overall, Control's a really fun game mode. It's 5v5, and only one specialist can be picked. For example, you can't have 2 ruins. You can only have 1 ruin per team, so like that. You have to have super specialists. This is also done to try and enhance the idea of specialist combo and team play, which is good when you have like a 4-5 man. It is really well done. But in normal play, it's not particularly great. But oh well. The other game mode that has been offered up is Heist. Heist is really cool. So Heist, you spawn with a pistol and that's it, and you earn money through play. And at the start of every round, you can buy perks, weapons, weapon attachments, score streaks, equipment, all that good stuff. And you just do that. You must win 3 rounds to win the game. Heist is cool. It's definitely a fun one to go with. But besides those two new offerings, the multiplayer is rather similar to stuff like Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3, excluding the jetpacks from BO3. The maps themselves are not terrific. Overall, I find that the game launched with 4 remastered maps, and those are probably the best maps on the game, excluding maybe Contraband and Hacienda. Those are 2 really good maps that they've done, but the rest of them are pretty average. But overall, multiplayer is a good experience. Customization of your weapons is still great. Dark Matter is Dark Matter is still an enjoyable grind. And overall, it's a good multiplayer experience, and I do believe it is the best multiplayer experience currently available on next-gen console, excluding Modern Warfare Remastered on its launch. However, currently, I'd say Black Ops 4's multiplayer is amazing. Onto the fourth component, zombies. Okay, so I'm going to get onto the launch issues at the end of the review. However, zombies did launch terribly, but again, I'll get more depth on that. So I'm going to talk about what you have on offer. So if you buy the base edition of the game, you will get Blood of the Dead, Voyage of Despair, and 9. So Blood of the Dead is a continuation of the Ada storyline, and it takes place just after Zetsubo and Mishima. Note, this is not between Zetsubo and Gorod. This is a deviation of the cycle. If you don't know what this is, you clearly haven't played enough zombies to understand it. That is fine. However, it is a bit of a story-heavy map, so if you aren't familiar with the zombie storyline, like the main zombie storyline, you might not be able to get much enjoyment out of the map. As thing is, Blood of the Dead's gameplay is fucking horrendous. Blood is is a pretty bad map overall, and again, I'm planning to have individual reviews on every single maps where I go more in detail on this. But fundamentally, Blood is a rather flawed map gameplay wise and Easter egg wise. However, I will not lie, the story of that map is incredible, and that end cutscene did cause your boy here to tear up a little bit. Not gonna lie. However, on the complete polar opposite side, you have Voyage of Despair and 9. These are the first 2 maps in the Chaos storyline, a brand new storyline entirely separate from the Aether, and they are really good maps. Voyage is quite a challenging one for new players and even some veteran players. It does require getting used to. That said, 9 is the easier of the options to go to, and I would recommend that for newer players, even though it takes place after Voyage. But that doesn't matter if you're not. That doesn't really matter if you're not really a story buff. But both fundamentally, Voyage and 9 have good gameplay, good flow, and really enjoyable experiences. Well done. If you did get the Black Ops Pass, you can get the you can get the map classified as a bonus, which is a 5 remake, which is also very well done, very good. And as of reviewing this video, as of reviewing Black Ops 4, the recording of this, the first DLC has dropped. However, I'm not going to go in depth on Dead of the Night, as that I'll have a separate video for, but that is also another good map. New changes to the zombies include a reworked perk system. Now you can choose, choose which perks go where, and you also have different perks. The removal of Juggernog, which was a bit of a controversial thing. However, it has been countered by the fact that every player has 200 player health, which means you have 4 hits from normal zombies before you go down. And also on top of that, we now have specialist weapons in zombies, kind of similar to how we had special abilities in World War II, except these ones are weapons themselves, which I won't list them all off, but there are some cool ones in there, and Takeyo's Katana is there, which your boy was happy about. Not gonna lie, Pathosauros, legend. But besides that, we do have the Elixir system, which replaces the Gobblegums. It is a markedly more balanced one. However, it's still not great, as the Elixirs aren't really worth the grind as the current earnings. However, the big problem with zombies currently is we are still missing quite a few features. The lack of the faction system, and also actually, yeah, the lack of the faction systems and the rather lackluster callings has caused a bit of strife in the zombies community, as well as a lack of new content. However, overall though, for the experience you're getting out of the zombies mode, especially if you get the Black Ops Pass, you are getting quite a bit. Now, moving on to the final, oh, not the final part, the second last part of Black Ops 4 is the Blackout mode. Now, this is the mode I have currently spent actually, it's debatable. I spent a lot of time with zombies, but it's probably close second to zombies. Blackout is Call of Duty's answer to the battle royale craze that was sweeping the gaming community. Has died down a bit. Let's get into it. Straight away, if you do not enjoy battle royale game modes, I would still recommend you give Blackout a go, as it feels very different to other battle royales. However, it does share quite a bit with PUBG at times. However, it is much more polished and much more well done. So Blackout is as you expect. It's roughly 100 players will drop into a map, and you must fight for victory. For last place surviving wins. That said, though, Blackout features a lot of maps from Call of Duty's history, which is really fucking cool. Like, really, really fucking cool. For example, you can find raid and stuff in there, which is just a nice little feature. Now, moving onwards into Blackout more, you also have the character unlocks. So unlike games like Fortnite, where you must pay for your characters or buy the battle pass, instead you can actually earn your characters by doing challenges. Now, for example, the Woods challenge, for example, is to pick up Woods' bandana, fly in a helicopter for a minute, and then win the game. That's one of the examples. There's a fuck ton for the other characters, and it's a really good system. It allows you to earn your characters and gives some more progression to Blackout. Now, on top of this, there is also the specialists, which originally you would unlock by doing the challenges. However, now you're actually given an outfit called the Numbers, which is really fucking cool. And that's just, again, some small progression. And as of recording this, Blackout has come up to its next phase, where a new vehicle has been added, some new zombie locations, Hijacked was added, map visual updates, and small map improvements just to improve flow and stuff have occurred. Balancing and so forth to keep going in. 2 new weapons are now available in Blackout. So far the mode's been going great, and I can firmly state right now that Blackout is my current pick for like the best battle royale mode currently available to play. I haven't got much bad to say on Blackout. It's a really good mode and a really worthwhile time. Really worthwhile time to give a go. Now, onto the final part of Black Ops 4 before I talk about the slight launch controversy, is the microtransactions. I am including this as a part because a lot of people have gripes with this stuff, and I am one of those. So I'm going to talk about what it is currently, and what my thoughts on this is. So, Black Ops 4's main microtransaction kind of draw is the Black Ops Pass, which is a tier system similar to Fortnite, and this pass will level up over time. Oh, not Black Ops Pass, sorry, the Contraband Stream is what's called, but everyone just calls it the Black Ops Pass, even though that's the name of the season's pass, but I'm calling it that. It's free to get, as long as you have the game, you have it, and it is well doable to do it without purchasing a single tier. Now, admittedly, the first season was 200 tiers long, and that was a bit of a stretch. However, this season, Absolute Zero is what this one's called. This pass is completely doable by playtime alone. You are given 1 free skip every day as long as you as long as you win a game multiplayer, get a kill on Blackout, or survive 15 rounds on zombies, you will get a free tier skip. The thing is, you're given 70 days for the pass, so that's 70 tier skips plus also the XP you'll be earning by playing. It's ridiculously doable normally. That said, you can purchase tiers to skip ahead. Now, initially the earn rates were a bit jacked, but they have fixed those up, and the Black Ops Pass is in its current state quite fair, and I am completely fine with it. I have no troubles with it. It is simply rewarding those who put forth effort. Now, I've heard a few arguments from people about, oh, what if I pick up the game 5 days before the season ends? How can I get the new weapons and shit? Tough luck. You should have got the game earlier. The idea of the pass is to reward players who put forward the effort in, which is great. And the fact you're complaining about that, I want to bring back your attention to the terrible fucking loot boxes in Black Ops 3, where you had to spin for weapons randomly, and sure, new players could get weapons, but also some old players couldn't. I once spent $50 on COD points, and I got nothing from it. Yeah, those were fucking terrible days. The next part of the Black Ops 4 thing is Blackjack's shop. Blackjack, as you might remember, is the guy who sold you crates in Black Ops 3. Blackjack's shop has a listed set of items which you can purchase, which allow you to get certain items. These can include black hat skins, weapon camos, reticles, tags, decals, all that fucking random shit, outfits for your specialists, all that good crap. However, it also includes special orders, which is a bundle which will give you a certain item will be kind of highlighted as the main draw, and then it'll give you some small stuff, such as Ultimus Richtofen was a special order, which cost 600 COD points, which I will not lie, I did purchase that, and I do not regret my purchase. So overall, I don't mind Black Ops 4's microtransactions. I fucking hate microtransactions no matter how people put them. They're always a bad thing for gaming, in my opinion, unless they're done right. And the last time I remember them being done right was with Black Ops 2, where you could just flat out see everything you wanted to get. Admittedly, that is very similar to now with the Blackjack shop. Awesome, you're on the right track. I do kind of feel like I want the earn rate of the pass to be upped a little bit more. I know it's been upped a bunch since launch, but a little bit more, I'd be a lot more happy with it. Now, this game had a terrible launch. Black Ops 4 launched incomplete. There's no other way to put it. It was a mess of a game. The multiplayer and the multiplayer and zombies were rather unstable. Multiplayer wasn't as bad, but zombies was fucking broken beyond playing. Blackout was quite stable, and I chalked that up to Vonderhaar being the head of that, and Vonderhaar knows what he's doing. However, zombies was fucking unexcusable. The maps were sometimes unplayable. The Easter eggs uncompletable due to blue screening issues. And I completely believe that it's because Treyarch rushed the launch to try and compete with Red Dead 2, which they somewhat failed, but I'll get into that some other time. However, all that said, a bunch of updates have come through, and the game mode, and so the gameplay in the game is just feeling a lot smoother and a lot more. It's better. It's worthwhile. Now, onto whether you should purchase it. So I like to do Call of Duty kind of a bit weirdly with how I state what I think it's worth. So I'm going to say this right now. If you want a COD campaign, do not buy this game. Okay, flat out. If you are interested in only the multiplayer, I'd recommend picking this up for about 60 AUS. That is a worthwhile purchase, as you'll get the Blackout as well, which I reckon if you give it a try, you'll end up in it. If you're curious for just the Blackout, I'd recommend you hold off till the game goes to sale for about $50 maybe, because I don't think the Blackout by itself, actually no, not even that, $30 for just the Blackout. If that's all you want to do on it, wait a bunch. However, if you're willing to get the Blackout and try the other modes, you're good. However, if you're interested in the zombies, I'd say it's definitely worth it's definitely worth 60 for the zombies itself. And also, and obviously, the thing is, if you want the whole package, everything together, 100% it's worth the full price currently. In its current state, it's quite well. However, if you're going to buy it, I'd recommend buy it sooner than later. You have 40 days to get the SWAT and the Daemon new weapons in the pass, which means you have to max tier the pass to get the SWAT. So that means you'll get 40 free tier skips, and you'd have to rank up 60 tiers, which is still quite doable. That said, yeah, I think it's a worthwhile buy. I originally planned on making a review absolutely fucking going in on this game, but they came through with improvements and they've made it a better and more playable game. and I'm not going to fucking rip into Treyarch for improving upon the game. I will rip into them on their terrible launches, sure, but they've done well. Anyway, that's how a Let's Talk works. I go over this shit, and you guys get an idea of my thoughts. If you guys have any opinions on this you want to express, please do leave them in the comments. If you want to ask for another game to be on Let's Talk, let me know. Until the next one, though, I will love you guys and leave you, and peace out.